Welcome back to the channel, and this week it's a little bit different. So if you've been here over the past 2.5 weeks now, you know that at the start of October, we started our journey in growing and scaling our very own Pokemon business. And as we approach the back end of the month, I thought, let's look back over the last 2.5 weeks and really see the progress that we've made so far. Now, don't get me wrong, 2.5 weeks is not a long time at all, especially if you're growing and you're scaling a business. But if you had a plan, if you had a vision and you took action, you went from A to B, that is good enough progress to see if you're actually going towards the right direction or if you need to look back and change the strategy that you're currently doing. So today we're going to look back over the last 2.5 weeks and really take a look at all the action that we've taken, all the testing, all the investment, and also all of the revenue and the things that we've brought back in to see if we're actually heading in the right direction or if we're going to end up being degens and we're really just two lads spending a lot of money on random ass cardboard. So, investments. As you know by now, you can't start a business without investing into it. Investing is the scariest thing to do when you are starting a business and you're growing it. Now, if you watch the first couple of episodes, you'll know that this is not the first time that we're doing this. And because of that, we were actually in a really fortunate position to start not too big, but also not too small. So just for a bit of background, after we'd done all the sports things, after all said and done, we were sitting at around £1,000 mark, and that's exactly the amount that we wanted to invest into this business so that we could grow it, we could scale it and get it to the level that we want it to be. And so as we started this, we started with two things, or three things actually. In those three things, those were going to be the main investments that we were going to do, and that's what we were going to channel our efforts. Number one was something that Phil and I called the Vault. Now, the Vault is going to be our specific investments for things that we didn't actually want to open or stream or do anything with. So in this case, it's these ETBs. Now, they're not amazing, they're not, Pokemon Center ETBs, but as we know, very much like crypto, you invest in something and it goes up and up and up over time. And that's exactly what our mindset was towards that. Up and up and up.
What?
We wanted to invest in ETBs, keep it in our vault, but also, first of all, it's awesome having these as a display, and secondly, it goes up over time, and that's all it is. It's a patience game, and that's the first thing that we put our investments in. Number two was for the streams, and obviously you can't stream without stock and you can't stream without product, and so that was the second thing that we invested in. So we invested so far since we've started this journey, one booster box which had 36 packs in. We've bought two half booster bundles. One is still sealed and the other is halfway finished through our streams, and then we've gotten two blisters, we've gotten a couple more sort of booster bundles as well, which is cool. Now that is specific for the streams. And then thirdly, it's going to be the raw cards and also slab cards, because if anything, when we started this, we thought that okay, the best way that we're going to get to the level that we want to be as quick as we can be is actually through tangible things. So in that case, it's the raw cards, it's the slabs. Those are the things that you can go to a card show, flip right away, get it to where you want it to be. But that's also where your connection grows. That's where you build more relationships. That's where you get to know more people. That's when you meet people on the Facebook market and make mates with them or whatever. So those are the three main things that we've invested in so far. Now, every single time that we make an investment, we have a spreadsheet. I showed you it on the very first episode, and that is what we use to keep track of every purchase that we make and every outgoings, everything that comes inbound, and that's where all the admin and things that I hate live on. All that does is it just helps us track profit, it helps us track our progress, it helps us see if we're getting anywhere towards where we want to be. So it's super important that you have something like that if you're going to start any form of business. And so that spreadsheet has been the lifeline of the business. It really helps us see and visualize what we put that first £1,000 in and also what we get back. And speaking of that, where actually are we? We have since seen that come back into our business, reinvested back in, but also the profit that we have made from that so far has been around £260. So in 2 weeks, we have put in £800 to £900 and we've gotten that back. Besides that, we still have quite a lot of things left. So we've still got that half booster left. We've still got a half opened half booster ready for our stream. We've still got these ETBs. We've still got some raw cards. We've still got 2 slabs. So to me, that tells me that we are heading in the right direction. So in 2 weeks time, we've generated that, and now we know that the strategy that we're doing is heading in the right direction. Now the next step from here is to actually think about how we can scale that on a level. And to only get there, we just have to stay consistent in this case in doing what we're doing right now to scale the revenue, to scale the profit, to scale our stock, and also really get ourselves out there. So yeah, I think at this moment in time, we're in a pretty cool position. We've got a lot of cool things and the vision has fully started. And if you're watching this video and you're thinking the same, think about this, right? In a nutshell, we started this journey 2 weeks ago. We put our investments in, we put our time in, we strategized, we took action. And from that, from doing the things that we love, we have made profit. But as I mentioned, this is only the beginning. I'm sure there'll be a lot of roadblocks and there'll be a lot of challenges ahead. But again, as of right now, what we're doing is actually working.